Obesity is a real epidemic, and it's sad to see because a lot of it is preventable. Our bodies are evolutionarily designed to hold on to fat, and now we live in a society where we have an overabundance of food, especially food that's very unhealthful, that's high calorie, high fat, and nutrient poor. There are some people who might actually have a real medical problem that causes them to be obese, like Prader-Willi syndrome, although that's extremely rare, or hypothyroidism. But if that's not the case, then it's usually down to an excess intake of calories. I don't think restricting yourself is necessarily the answer though, because our bodies are evolutionarily designed to hold on to fat. So if you intake less than like 1,200 calories a day, your body will actually think that it's starving and it will hold on to things. I think the key is moderation and also physical activity. So not eating too much of anything, even things that are considered healthy for you, like fruit. You probably don't want to eat too much of it because it's just a lot of sugar, and you definitely don't want to drink a lot of fruit like juice because it doesn't really have much nutritional value. It has a lot of sugar and it's really easy to drink a lot more than it is to eat. Most of us have sedentary lifestyles, we have sedentary jobs, and that makes us less physically active. But you don't even have to do something really strenuous. You only have to get at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise weekly to avoid a lot of the comorbidities associated with being inactive and being overweight. So that could be as simple as just taking a 30-minute walk 5 days a week. But it has to be a walk where you're actually walking at a certain pace to get your heart rate up and maintain that throughout the walk. So walking your dog is good, but it's not the same thing as actually going for like a power walk on your own for your own physical health. It just seems like people are trying to find more creative ways to make food even less healthy. Like I saw this ad where this person made an ice cream taco and they like used dough or something and put it in like the shape of a taco and they fried it and then they put ice cream in it. And people eat like fried Oreos and fried ice cream, and there's just all these like weird snacks that I've never seen before that just are just weird, unhealthy food. And a good rule of thumb is like if your grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, then don't eat it. That doesn't mean you can never eat ice cream or pizza or those so-called bad for you foods again. It just means you shouldn't eat them every day as if it's the only thing there is to eat. Obviously, there are some people who actually live in food deserts where they don't have access to healthy food, and the only food they actually have access to is all of this unhealthy fast food. Not only is it more accessible to them, but it's also more affordable to them if they're like low to moderate income or they live in poverty and they really can't afford healthy food. Or you could potentially live in a really unsafe neighborhood where there's a lot of violence, and so you can't just like go outside and have like a 30-minute walk every day. So for those people with those situations, there needs to be more resources for them to be able to have access to healthy food and access to like education in terms of how they should change their lifestyle in order to maintain their health. So those are like real issues, and I'm not like trying to be like ignorant or dismissive of those issues. But what I see when I look at like the movement for like acceptance of people who are overweight, it's more like it's been co-opted by people who are just pushing unhealthful habits, like not exercising and just eating a lot of really bad food. And these are people that have the ability to actually get better food and they can go and exercise if they want to. So if it's like actually an option for you and it's accessible for you, but you choose not to do it, what you're choosing is to not be healthy. And then you will end up with problems like diabetes and high cholesterol, and then just all these other comorbidities that come with it. And it actually will end up costing you more. It'll end up costing the healthcare system more, and like you just won't feel as well. Like when you don't eat well and you don't take care of yourself, you will feel like crap. So the goal should not just be to look good, and you also don't need to be skinny in order to be healthy. But I think everybody should avoid being significantly overweight and significantly obese. You'll feel so much better and you'll actually have better health.